There, Pisces ascendant, how you doing? So this is your forecast taking you from Monday the 17th right the way through to Sunday the 23rd of November 2025, and this is a much more exciting and breakthrough kind of, if breakthrough is a kind of word, I don't think it is, but this is a week of loads of breakthroughs, powerful turning points, you might say. This is one of the most revealing weeks of the year, moving us forwards. And I really feel that as we get to the more Sagittarian side of this week ahead, we're really starting to feel like the future is speaking to us, like we really know what's going on. So I'm excited. Wondering how you're feeling. You're such sensitive souls. Bless you. I really love people with Pisces rising. I've got one son with Pisces rising. You're so precious. It's really important, I think, your beautiful ascendant sign. So anyway, in this week ahead, we've got a few things that really catch my eye. First one being, we've got the new moon in Scorpio on the 20th, and it's not just any old new moon, it's also in a conjunction with Mercury retrograde in a Cazimi, which makes this new moon so much more potent. To me, I think of it as an emotional reset and also a kind of rewiring. I think we can have a huge mental breakthrough. Anything that we've needed to clear in our heads, I think we're getting the clear vision. So I think it's good. Now, where all this is showing up in your chart is it's opening up your ninth house in a beautiful way. So I think this is going to be exciting. I don't think it should be too daunting. It could be opening you up to a vision of travel, a vision of a much deeper spiritual understanding of things. I think there's lots of reading or researching or sharing or writing that's going on. I mean, the ninth house is a very inspiring place to have a new moon. Even without the Mercury Cazimi, that's pretty good. So that's amazing. We've also got a very rare sextile taking place this week. Now, in honesty, I said it's rare. We did actually have one in August as well. But when they come in like threes or fives. So we've got a series of 5 of these exact sextiles coming up between August, which we just had, and to like 2027. So we've got these 5 exact sextiles between Uranus and Neptune. Now, why is this rare when there's 5 of them? Well, because the last time they came into any kind of aspect together was back in 1993 when they were in a conjunction. And then the time before that, sorry, my hand disappeared then, but the time before that was in 1966. So it's really not common. And these kinds of sextiles, these configurations are creating a much stronger generational influence. So we are at the moment, we're at a tipping point in the world in terms of how humanity is evolving. It's big. It's not to be sniffed at. This is, and of course, if things are going on in the world, then your consciousness right now will also play into it. So, and Neptune is one of your ruling planets as well. Let's not forget, and it also does fit into the new moon pattern. So, I'm going to bring it up so you can have a look yourself. But before I do that, I just want to say, if you're new to this channel, by the way, my name's Louisa. Welcome to Feel Good Astrology. And just before I get going and bring up all the charts, I just want to say thank you to everybody who currently or historically has supported the channel, and to all those people who are in my membership as well. It all really helps me to do what I love to do, which is to create videos and chat about astrology every day. So it's great. Thank you. Anyway, these are the 2 charts. This is the chart from Sunday the 16th. And the next chart coming up is from Sunday the 23rd. And if you're eagle-eyed, you'll notice that the moon goes from Libra and moves to Capricorn over the course of a week. You'll also see that the sun is going from Scorpio into Sagittarius, and that Mercury retrograde is going from Sagittarius. He's retrograding, so he's going back the other way. He's going back into Scorpio. So they're going to swap. And they're the big changes. But this big red mark at the top is showing where this new moon is going to take place at 28 degrees in the sign of Scorpio. Now, just to be really clear, a new moon is formed when we have the moon the sun and, actually when they just come together, the sun and the moon exactly at a spot. Every time that happens, that's our new moon. Now, when they come together this time, Mercury is also exactly there. And the Mercury and the sun coming together is a Cazimi. So this is a really big day with the sun and the moon and Mercury all present in the same spot. And it's activating this sense of a new start and a breakthrough in this ninth house area of your chart. Counts from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's the ninth house, which is about an extended context to life. This is expanding your awareness. It can bring in a new sense of spirituality, religion, faith, philosophy. It brings in new studies, where all of a sudden something really important becomes just so overwhelming you can't put it down. I remember last time I had Mars going through this, I signed up for loads and loads of different courses, none of which I actually did, but it creates this energy to just get going, get learning, get studying, get sharing. It's also a place to write, broadcast, teach. So it's huge. The study, teaching kind of energy is massive. And what's more, it also opens us up to travel. Because again, when we travel, we're having a much bigger context about our life. We expand our understanding of different cultures, different languages, different people scenarios, and also a different place. So this is one of the most exciting places to have a new moon as far as I can see. And you'll also see that during this week ahead, we've got this lovely series of trines, many of them going exact in this very week. So on the 17th, the sun is in an exact trine with Jupiter and an exact trine with Saturn, showing that whatever new decisions you're making are absolutely supported and exciting. They're going to be helping you to get very passionate about life and feel very supported by what life is bringing in. I would say absolutely be as spontaneous as you can, because life is really speaking to you. The first, the fifth, and the ninth houses, when they're working together, I see as the houses of self-expression. It's wonderful. And you can also see that they are all in this week ahead creating these oppositions to Uranus. So that's pretty, interesting. Uranus shakes things up, and Uranus is in the third house, which is everything local, everything known, whereas the ninth house is everything far away and everything unknown. So yes, definitely some contrast there. So to me, it feels like whatever is known and secure and a little samey is starting to get a bit disrupted, and now you're seeking something that feels like it's aligning a lot more to your spiritual dreams, your spiritual goals. And this beautiful new moon that's coming up is in a lovely, delicate trine to Neptune in your first house. So whatever new plans you've got that you're cooking up right now to sort of evolve and change in your life, I think it's awakening that very delicate, spiritual, soulful side of you, which is so precious. So a few words of advice as I see it. The ninth house is actually quite a cool place. And it's neither social or antisocial. I've spent a lot of my time in my life going around different places and living in different countries and things. And I've done it very happily as a single person as well as a married woman. So I don't think it necessarily says you're social or antisocial here, but you are fixed in what you're interested in. And so the 17th to the 20th, when the moon goes into Scorpio, into this sign here, you see the symbol matching here. This is also the time of the waning moon, where the moon is so small, and there's not much light. And I think we go really deep and internal at that point. And so what I really see is Monday through to Thursday, it's a perfect time to go deep into your studies, to kind of hide away a little bit. Maybe, maybe in a different lifetime, I'd do this as well. Like book yourself on a retreat and just kind of bugger off, just grab a ticket, pack a bag, and, go off into the sunset somewhere with a really good book and, this online course that you're doing, or go on a retreat. It's perfect energy to disappear for a little bit and, to know that when you reappear, you're going to be refreshed, wide awake, and raring to start something really new. I mean, the thing to remember as well, Pisces, is this, that each month the new moon is in a new sign. We did have a bit of an anomaly back in August, where we had 2 new moons, one after the other, August and into September, I think, in the sign of Virgo. But that's really rare that happens. But, the next new moon is going to be in your 10th house in December, actually on my birthday, December the 20th. And it's going to be a powerful new moon, opening up your career to new things. So this one is also a precursor. So you might find that the changes you're making right now in this new moon week is you're expanding your awareness and expanding your knowledge, maybe learning some extra skills that you're wanting to kind of piece together into your career or piece together into your life so you can make the kinds of changes that you would like to see. So I think they always fit in together. So, I would maybe retreat a little bit at the beginning. And then after this very intense day, where I think we can have a real turnaround and a revelation, a new vision, where it's almost as if you can get to your unfiltered self and drop the pretense about a lot of things, I think what you're going to learn is going to not blow your mind, because I don't like to use those terms because I always think of minds exploding. I don't want to do that. But I think you're ready for more, and all of a sudden something's going to click and it's going to be quite surprising. So I think the 20th is really a revelationary day. But after that, the moon is going to go into Sagittarius, and you'll have Mars there as well. It's exciting. You feel a lot more alive and vital in your career. And then a couple of days later, on the 22nd, the sun goes into Sagittarius. Now, this is the yearly time when things tend to go quite well in your career, when you seem to get a lot of appreciation, a lot of recognition for what you do, and when you feel on top of your game. It's funny, not everybody likes this time of year, and yet this time of year, from around about the 22nd, 23rd, it always seems to correlate that you're feeling on top of your game. So I think as we end this week, you're going to be feeling quite excited and quite uplifted. And then the last day of all, on the 23rd, the sun is in a lovely sextile, although I put extile here, but it's meant to say sextile, between the sun. So the sun and Pluto are working in this lovely sextile. To me, it's speaking of your new direction is felt deeply, and it feels deeply resonant. It feels like there's a beautiful agreement between your unconscious mind and your conscious mind, and it feels like all of a sudden you're working in concert with each other. There is this concerted convergence of everything that you've needed, and all of a sudden everything is congruous. There you go. That was the C word I was really looking for. That congruity. There we go. I really got it. The congruity. That's the thing that's coming up. So I think it's exciting. I'm very excited for you, Pisces. So anyway, they're my thoughts for the week ahead, and I'd love to know what's going on for you. But if you are keen to kind of pace out your year ahead, know how to fit things together, then you might consider working with me on a yearly basis, or you might be ready for a 2026 sort of month by month consultation. However fits in with you. If you're interested, just check out my links below, and maybe we can work together on 2026. But I hope you have a fabulous week. Have a great beautiful illuminating new moon, and hopefully catch up with you all soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.